All right, welcome race fans once again to MaxSpeedTV. Tonight we have a fantastic race lined up for you here. 40 drivers set to take to the tracks of Phoenix International Raceway. Again, I believe that actually got a new name, new logo, new everything. But for tonight's purposes, it is Phoenix International Raceway. Again, 40 drivers set to take to the tracks here in the NASCAR race, presented by MaxSpeedTV.com. It is going to be a fantastic race. Before we get to all of the racing details, though, let's go all over all the sponsors that make this possible on the broadcasting side of things. Of course, SimSpeedShop.com. Big shout out to them for coming on board recently. If you're looking to up your game just a little bit and you need a button box, look them up at SimSpeedShop.com or on Facebook at SimSpeedShop. HRE Motorsports, a very fine team indeed, along with Elite 7 Racing, another very fantastic team. Both of them sponsor us here on MaxSpeedTV, so definitely check those out and like their Facebook pages. Virtual2Reality.tv, they give us some 3-month codes, so if you're looking to get into iRacing and have never been on it before, if you have a wheel and pedals or a gaming controller, definitely hit us up on the MaxSpeedTV page as we can get you hooked up with 3 months free on iRacing. Dirtco Media House, if we're on Facebook, it's because of them. Again, they are the ones that supply that little fee that we have to pay to be on YouTube and on Facebook at the same time. So big shout out to Dirtco Media House. Ohio IndyCar League, they picked them up as a sponsor very recently. They are our newest partner here on MaxSpeedTV, and we also now broadcast their league. So if you're in the Ohio club here on iRacing looking for some great IndyCar racing, check them out. And on the racing side of things, we want to give a huge shout out to Global Building Contractors. They again are the ones backing this whole entire series. Again, this is the NASCAR Xfinity series, and it is brought to you by Global Building Contractors. So again, a big shout out to them for coming on board tonight. We are bringing it to you, but it really is brought to you by Global Building Contractors. Again, they're the ones footing the bill for all this, so give a big shout out to them. Check them out on Facebook, check out their website, give them a big shout out for sponsoring this series. But again, you are watching the NASCAR series here on MaxSpeedTV. And before we go to talking a little bit more, though, we do want to introduce our guest speaker here tonight. Again, with us in the booth, becoming a regular, Brandon Kaufman. So first off, Brandon, how are you doing tonight? And welcome to the booth.
Hi, Charles. I'm doing good. Glad to be here.
We had an exciting race last week. Looking to this week here, a different track. Actually, we're getting a brand new track of this in 2 days on the 6th. So, looking to the new track, this is going to be interesting. This is probably the last time some of these people will ever run on this old Phoenix.
Yeah, these guys, we're all used to running on this Phoenix, this configuration anyhow, and in a few days, like you said, it's all going to change. So, I have a feeling that it's going to be easier to race on this track. Everyone's more used to it, used to the configuration, and everyone's going to have to get used to the new configuration here in a few days.
Yeah, I definitely would agree with that. Again, it's a lot different. Supposedly, we haven't seen the new one, and I haven't seen the actual track in real life either, as they haven't gone there yet. They're going there next week. But supposedly they've taken that dog leg completely out of the thing. So that's going to really make it a challenge for some of these guys as they utilize that open dog leg a lot. You see a lot of guys dipping way down there, and some of them can gain upwards of 4 or 5 spots by doing so. Eliminating that is going to make a totally different ball game here for the racing.
Yeah, for sure. If your car is not as fast as the guys in front of you, or the people you're racing around, that dog leg does provide a little bit of a quicker way around this track, and that usually evens things out. But like you said, with the new configuration, they're going to cut that dog leg out. So I think your handling of your car and the setup in your car is going to mean a lot more.
Yeah, it definitely is. And we'll see again on the 6th when that update comes out what all was changed. I do know somebody was telling me the other day the flag stand's been moved too. So I'm not sure if it was moved closer to turn 1 or turn 4. So you know that also could change everything here a little bit. As if it's closer to turn 4, you're going to have to get a better run out of turn 4 to try to get by someone. However, if it's closer to turn 1, you cannot have as quite a good run coming out of the turn, but build up speed down the straightaway and outrun them. So it's either going to be having a lot of boost momentum coming out of the corner, or it's going to turn into a drag race down the line. So I'm really interested to see what all changes that actually produces here for racing, and if it makes it better or worse.
Yeah, I'm actually looking at an image here of the new layout. At least what I hope is the correct layout, and it does show the start-finish line about right off of turn 2, or right about where the dog leg starts. So, and like you said, the dog leg will no longer be there, so it's going to be like a little drag race right off of turn 2.
That is going to be very interesting.
Which
man.
I guess would be turn 4 then, or I would assume. Everything's changing, so.
Yeah, it's going to be a total revamp here. So yeah, it's going to be different. Will be interesting to see. I believe they do run the full schedule here, or pretty darn close to it here. So in NASCAR. So the question is, will they come back and visit that? I thought I'd heard said they don't run double tracks, but with it being changed, I wonder if that will change. Maybe they're going to run. As we're sitting here looking at the scoring tower in the center here, it's kind of the only thing standing in the middle of this track. We were talking about it earlier. Jamir Muhammad, fastest here in practice right now, with a 26.586, 0.006 ahead of Mikey Neal. Last week he was fast. He finished second place. So I really think he's becoming a dominant factor here already, just in the 2 races we've covered.
Yeah, definitely. I remember the race at Pocono. He actually, I believe he said he lost connection or had some connection issues. He's had a rough season so far when it comes to tough luck, but nevertheless, he's always been up front trying different strategies. So it could work out for him tonight if he can. I'm not sure exactly what the strategies are planned for tonight, but it is a 120 lap race, so there's a lot of room for strategy.
Yeah, there definitely is. And another driver, the winner of last week's race, is still right up there too. That is the 88 of Austin Edstrom. He is right there in third place with a 26.594. So he too is only 0.008 off of the lead. So those top 3, we may see a really good battle ensue for the lead. And we'll see. I can already see some rubber starting to be laid down on this track, even at nighttime. With 40 cars, there's no question in my mind there is going to be a lot of rubber, which means a lot of grip. So I really think we're going to see multiple lanes.
Yeah, for sure. I did run a few test laps out here in my little test car, but yeah, it seemed like you could really get into the throttle. The car didn't really step out at all, which was nice. Now that was on fresh tires. I'm not sure how tire wear will affect the cars. I'm sure they may tighten up or even get loose, depending on the driving style. But yeah, it definitely, the nighttime here with the sun being down definitely brings the track temps down and will definitely help the grip here for tonight.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Again, this is a very odd track. It's not the tricky triangle like Pocono, but it is a different track to say the least. So I'm looking forward to that. As they're out there running pit parties, they're getting ready to do the drivers' meeting. If we have a second here, we might try to grab a driver real fast. We'll see if we can't grab one of these and get them in here. So give us just a moment here. We'll pick a driver. If you've got someone in chat listening in that you want to like to see here in chat, let us know, and we will grab one of those in here, as we have about 12 minutes to go. So again, we'll be right back in just a few moments. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here again. About 11, under 11 and a half minutes to go. We have last week's winner, Austin Edstrom, in here. So first off, you won last week, and you're sitting third right now, only .008 off of the fast time of Jameer Muhammad. So the question of the night is, do you have what it takes? Are you going to be able to beat him tonight? You beat him last week. You finished second, but he is a little bit faster, but not by much.
Yeah, I've got really good short run speed tonight. I'm not too positive on the long run speed, so hopefully I can work out something in the long 120 lap race. A little nervous about it right now because I don't know how good it is, but I think I'll be able to figure something out and be there to contend with him at the end.
Well, kind of curious. We've seen a few big pile-ups. We actually saw someone, I think, clear the front stretch fence a while ago. But we've seen a few wrecks on the big ones here. How much grip is there out there? Is it a fairly slick track, or is there a lot of grip? And what's the lane choice going to be? Is it kind of single file, or are y'all going to be able to run more than one lane?
I think in 3 you're going to see a couple different strategies entering the corner. I'm probably going to try to hook it on the bottom and kind of diamond the corner a little bit more, but other guys might just be running the line the entire way through. I'm a little bit worried on the restarts because Phoenix, with the dog leg and everything, people cutting it, they get into turn 3 not knowing where their braking point is whenever they come off the dog leg and start wrecking a bunch of cars. So I think that's what these wrecks are happening with in the pit parties, and I think we'll probably see at least 2 or 3 of those in the race tonight. So hopefully I can qualify up high enough to where I miss those.
Well, speaking of the dog leg, as we've got about 9.5 minutes, I'm not sure. Y'all have a drivers' meeting coming up. Hopefully we're not interrupting that. But we do know, on the 6th, in 2 days, we get a brand new Phoenix where they've taken that dog leg out completely. They've changed where the start-finish line is. I don't think y'all run Phoenix again because y'all don't run doubles, I don't believe. But if they were to put it back in, would you be interested to run that new configuration of the track?
Yeah, I think so. I feel like we're still going to be able to run the dogleg in the new configuration, right? It's just they moved the start-finish line. I think you can still go down there after the finish line. So I don't think it'll change too much. Just it'll change how you come to the line, I suppose, on restarts. Well, I would love to run it though.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just saying I would love to run it, though. I think it'll be a fun change.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be, it's always nice to get new scan tracks, new configurations. We also heard Atlanta coming up on the 6th, going to have a little more grip in it, so I think that'll help out racing at that track as well. Didn't see any major things coming to the setups of these cars, and I'm not sure, is this open or fixed set that y'all run here?
It's fixed. This whole series is going to be fixed this year.
So that won't affect y'all too much here. But before we let you get going, we don't want to interrupt you too much of your time, but any sponsors or shout-outs you want to give just for getting you here tonight and giving you a good car, and hopefully you'll get to victory lane with it?
Just the series sponsor, Global Building Contractors. I forgot to mention them last week after the win interview, and I apologize for that, but I just wanted to throw out the quick shout-out before the race starts.
All right. Well, again, hopefully we'll see you in victory lane here, or at least in the top 3 again. So congrats on last week's win, and see if you can repeat it this week.
Appreciate it. I hope so too.
All right, guys, we're back. We're not going to grab any more drivers just yet. We're actually going to wait for them to pull out onto the track. As you can see right now, while we're here on Scenic, just giving you a nice eye view of this track here, sometimes from the blimp. They are in a drivers meeting right now, so no drivers are allowed on the track. Once they start rolling back onto the track, we will bring some drivers in here and try to get a word in with at least one more driver. But again, we just talked to Austin. He's looking forward to the new track. I know we're looking forward to the new track. I may have to break out the wheel and pedals and go out there and test that track out as well. But it's going to be a little bit different. I don't think it's going to be too major. But the real question is, are we going to get any tire changes, anything like that that isn't in that release notes that we saw. They always do little changes, I think, that they don't put in there, and that is what could change these setups and the racing even more.
Yeah, it almost seems like every time they come out with an update, you kind of have to scratch your old setups and kind of adjust for the new, because like you said, they do make subtle changes, but in the long run they do make a big difference. And you did hear there from Austin that this is a fixed series. I was actually kind of surprised because there seems to be a lot of time well, like the difference here in the drivers. You look, there's only 3 drivers here in the 0.5 in the top 3 there, so, and then it drops pretty considerably, about almost, I'd say almost a second down to the 29th place there. So a lot of drivers going on a lot of different speeds here.
Yeah, there really is. As right there, you're looking at the scoring pylon in the middle of the track. You see that is accurate. Those are the numbers. So if you know your driver's number, that is there on the little pylon there. But I've been keeping an eye on some of these drivers here. We got Jack Fellers. He's actually fairly young, but he puts a good run on against some of these older veterans here that have been around a little bit longer, but they're putting on a good fight as well. But it's a good combination in this league of, you know, the not old, but, you know, more experienced drivers versus the young drivers, and they duke it out side by side, and really you never know who is going to come away with the win.
Yeah, for sure. It's kind of nice to see, you know, you have the different experience levels. You know, in this race, you got the young guns who kind of, you know, are more throttle happy than, say, the more experienced guys. They know their limits, but you know, this track is pretty much full of grip tonight, starting off tonight. So these young guns might prevail here in the beginning of the race.
Yeah, I have a feeling you're probably going to be right about that. One thing we're going to look for is tires and fuel. That's always a key here in asphalt racing. You know, how bad are the tires going to wear? And will somebody make that gutsy call that, you know, stays out there with, you know, 30, 40 lap tires and has some wear on them? That is all going to play in here. Pit strategy is a huge key. And especially, though, if we get some good green flag runs, as we saw last week, I believe there was like 2 or 3 cautions. We had a lot of green flag pit stops, and you cannot mess up on your pit stops. If you do, that will cost you some time. Here, it won't cost you too much as far as lap, but you probably will at least go 1 lap down.
Oh yeah, for sure. We did see a little bit of that last week with some pit road issues where we did get the leader out. They lost about, I forget who it was, but they lost about 3 or 4 seconds on pit road just from a bad entrance there, and they fell back a few seconds. So you definitely don't want to see that. It's definitely one of those things that you can prevent, those pit road penalties and incidents. So if you're going to have an incident, you know, which we don't want to, definitely have it on the track. So, you know, something you really can't control maybe, but you don't want to have accidents, especially on pit road.
Yeah, accidents that can be avoided are never anything you want. Especially you don't want it if it was you, but you know, you don't want to be the cause of somebody else getting into an incident either. So all of that stuff, you know, you got to be careful for. Speeding on pit road, I think, is probably one of the biggest things these people do here. Second, or first would be that. Second would probably be missing your pit stall, and we did see that last week. So these guys don't want to miss their pit stall. If they do that, that is probably the worst thing you can do, because not only with speeding you get that penalty, but then you also have to spend more time on pit road.
Yeah, for sure. And you can see here, the top like 10 or 15 cars in the pit lane, they're gonna have a lot of trouble. I always know, like, when I'm pitting on an asphalt track, I always hate when my pit stop or my pit stall is around a corner, like you can see there as it goes down into turn 1. Those are really hard to get into, especially when you're nose to tail with somebody else. You may not always be able to see your flagsman put the pit road sign down, and that's what you're going to want to watch out for, is those top guys there in the front few pit stalls.
Yeah, it definitely is. It looks like we got about a minute and a half left here before we get into qualifying. So we're going to step away for the last time here tonight and get to the national anthem. So we will be right back here in just about a minute 45.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here. Qualifying is underway here, so we are going to switch over to our drivers real fast and see where these guys are putting in some good times at. And nobody has officially put in a time just yet. You're watching Ryan Wilson in the 72, but we'll be jumping around here once they put in times, kind of see where everyone's stacking up here tonight.
Yeah, nobody. I'm trying to find here. I hear cars going around. I'm trying to find somebody going around.
No,
oh, there we go.
Nobody still put a time in, but here probably within the next, I would say 20 seconds is there to go. Tommy Gossett's going to take it to the top with a 27.017, but he won't hang on to it long. There's our interview driver here tonight, Austin Edstrom. He's going to take it to the top for a split second anyway with a 26.633.
Yeah, Jameer Muhammad definitely put a nice time in there in the beginning. His first lap, 26.530. That's about a tenth faster than Austin Edstrom there. They're going to be coming around to complete their second lap. Looks like Muhammad's going to take it to pit road.
He is.
Edstrom's going to also take it to pit road.
And it's going to leave Jack Fellers, who's going to turn it around there. But it ran at 26.731, so they're in the exact same order. I do believe maybe second and third switched from practice, as you have Charles Hoffman out there. Sorry, Charles Hoffman out there right now. He is currently 7th as drivers are stacking in just ahead of him. Again, you do have Mike Ridgely right now in 5th fastest here on the scoring charts anyway, with a 26.760. So he is putting together a good run here and qualifying for himself.
Yeah, we got a few guys still putting times in here. Alex Huffman going to complete his second lap, so he's going to pull it in there. He's going to finish off in 3rd, which is not pretty good for him. So Jack Fellers going to be 4th. Looking here, Dan Butler completing his second lap. He's going to bring it home 5th. Still got a few guys to qualify though. We only have about 19 people who've put a time in. So I believe they have filled the field here tonight. So we still have about 20 cars to go.
Yeah, we do. 40 drivers total. As we're watching Justin Starr, who is currently 10th fastest right now. Now 11th, as there it is. Mikey Neal's going to take it to the top of the charts with a really fast time, 26.527.004, ahead of Jameer Muhammad, who is sitting at the end of pit road. It looks like Jason Covington is coming out onto the track now.
Yeah, I believe, well, Jameer Muhammad, not much he can do. He did complete both of his laps, so Mikey Neal is going to take that top spot for the time being. Looks like he's going to complete his second lap as well. But 4 1,000th better than Jameer Muhammad. That's pretty impressive. The times are really close here in the top 10. So Jason Covington in 5th place now with 26.6. He has completed his second lap, so...
Yeah, we got
he's going to bring it in.
Yeah, about a minute 22 left here. We'll take in just now 16th fastest in the 101 is David Gainsforth. Got a very interesting sponsor on there. We've actually seen those fans before. They are big-ass fans, and they really are. If you've ever seen them at rodeos or indoor karting events or anything like that, they are some huge fans. They definitely live up to their name. It looks like
I can't say I've ever seen one of those, but I know we got some pretty big fans in the back at work, so I don't know if they are made by them or not.
You'll have to look on them. They definitely stamped their logo on them pretty good. Chad Eisner ran a 19th fastest time with 27.124, and he's actually the last one currently on the track, as no one else is on the track. We do have Reese Milton, Leonard Ellis, and Jim Locking sitting at the end of pit road in their cars. It looks like Jim Locking is going to get ready to come out onto the track.
Yeah, that's very interesting because I do believe Reese Milton says he has 2 laps here in qualifying completed. So I remember him. He is usually on top of the board here, so I'm not sure if he just did get into the wall or this laps didn't count. But regardless, qualifying is over, so we're going to get him lined up.
Yeah, that will do it very quickly. Getting through qualifying, it seemed like it didn't last 5 minutes, but it really did. So they're going to start taking to the grid. So I guess might as well go ahead and get to your HRE Motorsports starting lineup here. And Brandon, if you want to run through, let's say like the first 10 rows, and I will finish it off for us here.
Sounds good. All right, so getting the pole for tonight, Mikey Neal with a 26.5. Jameer Muhammad going to take 2nd place, rounding out the front row. Austin Edstrom going to be taking 3rd place. 4th place goes to Alex Huffman. 5th place goes to Jason Covington. 6th place, Jack Fellers. 8th place goes to Dan Butler. 7th place goes to Dan Butler. 8th place goes to Mike Rigney. 9th place, Dennis Ellis. And rounding out your top 10 will be Brian Dorsey. 11th place goes to Charles Hoffman. 12th place, Brian Bizzle. 13th place, Justin Starr. 14th goes to Ruben Altice. 15th goes to Tommy Gossett. 16th, Jonathan Ellis. 17th goes to David Gainforth. 18th goes to Len McNeese. 19th goes to Chad the Astronaut Eisner. And rounding out your top 20 is going to go to James Morgan. Charles?
All right, starting on row 11, it's going to be Taylor Lane and James Zirk. Row 12 is going to be Matt Jackson and Trevor Graffam. Hopefully that is the correct pronunciation for that name. Row 13 is going to be Nate Cotilla and Ryan Wilson. Row 13 is going to be John Mustaine Jr. and Dean Viney. Row 15 is going to be Reese Milton, who didn't take a time, and Armando Ortiz. So very interesting there. Row 16, Jim Loughlin and Jacob Perry, as we're having a little issue on pit road. Somebody didn't go. Row 17 is going to be Matthew Ellis and Cody Leavitt. Levitt, hopefully we get that one right. We did not get to clarify that last week. Row 18, Roger Muth and Brett Meservy. And row 19 is going to be Leonard Ellis and Tony Seal. Row 20, Craig Covington and Jamal Huff. Hopefully we got that right. Poof. I'm not sure how to pronounce that one. We're going to do our best here. And that will do it for the HRE Motorsports starting grid, as it looks like we're about to see some great racing here.
Yeah, we're already about to complete lap 1 here. Mikey Neal gonna cross the line, lead the first lap of this race. So we do have Jameer Muhammad holding on to 2nd place. Everybody's kind of filed out so far here in the top 10. You got to go back to about 14th place here with Ruben Altice to see the first side-by-side battle, and he's battling currently with Jonathan Ellis, who's going to give up the spot.
And that was my apologies. They got going really fast there. I thought we were going to take an extra lap, and we did not, so apologies for that. But again, we are racing right here. Mikey Neal out front. Let's put the driver bar up for you so you can see who we're watching. It's going to be very interesting. We'll see how far we go without a caution. It looks like we have James Zirk into the inside wall right now, but look how big that apron is down there. That nobody was able to get him. Caution does not come out. We stay green flag racing as James Zirk is going to probably go a lap down here, back in 39th position right now.
Yeah, for sure. You're going to see he does have a lot of front-end damage there. Not something you want to see here early in this race, but like you said, no caution for that incident. He was below and off the racing surface, so you may see some more of that tonight. These cars getting down there, getting a little loose, and just not having a caution come out because they're not, to iRacing, they are not endangering the leaders or any other cars on the track at that point. So, but he is about 23 seconds behind, and only about 3 seconds from going a lap down.
Yeah, he is, as we just switched over to the leader, Mikey Neal, and you can actually see him just in front of him at certain angles here. Right about there, you'll see him. He's going through that dog leg, and there he is right there. He is within striking distance of the leader, so the caution is going to come out, and it looks like it's a huge pile up right at the exit of pit road. And Reese Milton not getting involved. Let's take a look here and see who all does get involved in that, as we'll go real fast to an instant replay.
It does, looks like the 28 of Chad Eisner gets really out of shape there going into turn 1, I believe, and just hooks it hard right into the outside wall.
Yeah, he does. Ow, right there, outside wall. And someone, there it goes, the 42 gets into him, the 71 getting into it, and several cars just getting collected after the fact. Oh, that is unfortunate there. First caution comes out on lap number 5, as we're on lap 6 right now. Mikey Neal still out front. Again, only one caution for one lap, fixing to be 2. We still have 115 laps left to go.
Yeah, you're going to see about the top 5 guys here do stay out. Jason Covington and I believe Dennis Ellis are 2 of the front runners here that are going to bring it to pit road. A little bit early, Charles, but what do you think they're thinking about?
I think it's going to be that age-old strategy that we see week in and week out. Somebody is just trying to get on a different pit strategy than the rest of this field, and it can work. If you can get on a different strategy, and it's just at the right time. Again, timing is everything. 7 laps in, that may be just about what they wanted. These guys have 3 to 4, maybe more strategies that they are going to deploy depending on what happens. And then you have to redo that strategy throughout the race. But some of these guys may think, okay, lap 5 to 10, if a caution comes out, I'm going to pit early, get some fresh tires, get fresh full tank of fuel, and then I'm going to be on a different cycle than the rest of these guys up front. They're going to have to pit. I don't have to. I can run a little bit longer if we get a green flag run, put them a lap down, and if a caution comes out, then they're trapped a lap down.
Yeah, for sure. There's definitely a lot of room for strategy, like you said there, and we've been seeing a lot in the past few races, a lot of strategy from these front runners here with different pit strategies, but you never really know. A little move like that, heading on lap 7, could change the whole outcome of a race for those drivers who pit, and may even be an advantage towards the end.
Yeah, definitely will be. We'll see how that all plays out, as it looks like, I'm not sure what's going on with Jamal. Again, we didn't get a chance to clarify his last name, the 29, but regardless, he is off the track now. Was there, but he has since disconnected.
Yeah, a few guys a few laps down here. Jamal, James Zirk, and Chad Eisner are going to take it to pit road. But anyway, Mikey Neal is taking the green flag once again to start lap 9.
He is indeed, and he gets a pretty good lead there, as we are going to switch over to our main race camera here, and he's going to lead them to this lap probably, as it looks like we have some people already starting to use that dog leg. And as we talked to Austin earlier, that is going to be a little problem child here tonight. As you're looking at them, everybody pretty much single file at the moment here until you get about, looks like about 10th or so, 10th to 11th back here. They're almost 3 wide back for 12th place.
Yeah, you can see him dive bombing there into turn 1. The 7 of Brett Meservy is taking it to the high side in that Xbox One car, but they're going to kind of sort it out. He's going to lose a few spots there, but Justin Starr is going to make his way into the top 10 there with that MaxSpeedTV ski.
He is indeed, and they're going to take it 3 wide through the dog leg. I don't know how well that's going to work out for him, but he is indeed taking that MaxSpeedTV number 99 Chevrolet to 9th place, and he may pick off another spot right now as Mike Ridgely right in front of him in 8th place. And this is a long race. We still have about 110 laps to go, so these guys have a long time to try to sort it all out, and they will take their time here, I'm sure, and kind of just fill each other out and then size up the competition.
Yeah, for sure. You go back here to about I'd say 11th place, 12th place here, and you can see there's a lot of racing going on back here. You got the 15 of Brian Bizzle to the outside of the 18 of Dennis Ellis. There are a lot of switching positions. I love watching them drive for this dog leg because they can pick up at times 1 or 2 positions, but they got to be ready to dive down into turn number 3, and you don't want to get up into the guy on the outside of you.
Yeah, definitely, as we've seen them 3 wide already, and it looks like, I'm not sure what number that is. Take a look. That is the 37 Hooters car trying to gain some positions here, but it looks like the 15 of Bizzle is going to take that spot. So again, look at them. They're going 3-4 wide here for just a split second while they're in that dog leg. As all of them right now are really trying to run down that 18. That is Dennis Ellis. He's doing a fantastic job of holding them off.
Oh yeah, for sure, no doubt, but I believe track position is going to be key here tonight. These restarts are going to mean a lot, and you know this series. They're a good series, a lot of clean drivers, and we may not see any more cautions. We don't know. But, you know, you want to make sure that you do get all the track position you can on these restarts. That's why they're being so aggressive on that dog leg, because it does mean a lot here. It
really does. You want to gain as many positions as you can, especially when you go to pit. What some people that have never raced here on iRacing or, you know, in general, where you have to make pit stops, you want to be as close as you can to the leader. As we see the leader right now is Jameer Muhammad still. You want to be up there as close to those leaders as possible, because when they come into pit, if you want to pit with them, you need to see when they pit. If you're back in the back, say, you know, 15th through 20th, and you are trying to stay on the same cycle as the leader, if your spotter doesn't let you know in time the leaders are pitting, then you very well could miss the opportunity to stay in this pit cycle with them, as by the time it tells you it's too late, and you're either going to miss it or get a speeding penalty to get on the pit road.
Oh yeah, for sure. And you know, like we said earlier, you don't want to make any mistakes on pit road. It's not something you want to deal with, especially considering it is something you can avoid. But I mean, the pit road here is pretty easy to get onto. You know, it's fairly flat, not banked at all. You just got to make sure you can get your car down there. But everyone's pretty much single filed out. I'm looking back here. We do have the 78 of James Zirk, who was didn't cause a caution, but he did get around there and get some front end damage on that start. He is still out here. And he is only 1 lap down, so we may see him get back on the lead lap. Yeah,
and he is actually the only car lap down on that point, like you said. So, again, if we have 1 caution, and there is the caution, as it looks like it's going to be the 18 involved of Dennis Ellis. He's got heavy damage to the front of that Ford.
Take a look here. Back it up a little bit. Looks like he may have just lost it on his own there, Charles, coming off of turn number 4.
Yeah, that's what we're seeing here now on the replay as we go back about 40 seconds or so. We'll see if they have anything to do with that dog leg or not. It doesn't look like it did coming out of turn 4. Like you said, just lost it. Almost had a little clip from the car behind him, but he did indeed just lose that on his own. So luckily he didn't get spun. However, had he got spun after he already started spinning, that might have spun him around a little bit more, and he might have hit the side of the car on that wall instead of the front. But it doesn't look like he has too much damage there. Not smoking or anything, so he can possibly get that fixed and get back on the lead. Or he's not even going to lose the lap, so maybe he can get in there and get that fixed under caution and be back running towards the front here shortly.
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully he can get those necessary repairs made. So I'm not sure if your car is a little bit damaged. I'm assuming you can probably still be pretty competitive here. I mean, not like a Daytona or a Talladega where, you know, a little bit of damage and your chances of winning are out the door. But here at this track, it's not all about speed. I mean, it's more about how you enter the corners and get off the corners. So hopefully we can see him back here in the top 10 soon enough.
Yeah, I think we can here as we're going through here. You can see in pit road, everybody is on pit road, and we'll see who comes out front and how comes out first, that is, as everybody's rolling out. But you notice who didn't pit? Dan Butler. He did not pit. 20 laps on those tires. He's going to be that one making that call, trying to sneak away with the win. And we'll see if he can possibly do it here, as he's going to be on a quite a bit different cycle. Or we'll see if maybe he is going to pit and possibly try to just lead that lap.
Yeah, I'm sure they may or may not get bonus points for leading a lap like they do in real life. They may not. I'm not sure. But anyway, he is going to be the leader for this restart, and it looks like Jamir Muhammad is going to come out first off of pit road, so he will take up the second spot. But I noticed that Jamir was pulling away a little bit there from Austin Edstrom. We always see these two battling back and forth, but that 14 car's fast, Charles. I'd watch out for him.
Yeah, definitely. He's already fast, and now he's got fresh tires and no wear on them really. Again, you're going to have probably 2 laps before we get going green, but that is not much considering the fact they're under caution, a speed, so, you know, that's just not going to wear these tires out. But Dan Butler, 21 laps on those tires, 20 under racing condition. So those are probably fairly worn. I wouldn't say they're completely shot at this point, but it's going to be interesting to see if he can hold off Jamir Muhammad, who we already know is fast. Now he's got fresh tires compared to old tires. I have a feeling he's probably going to pass Dan Butler pretty quickly, but again, I have a feeling Dan Butler's just out there trying to lead the lap right now.
Yeah, if I had to make a prediction, which I love doing, I would probably say that Jamir Muhammad will probably clear Dan Butler off into turn 2. I think the person at a disadvantage here would be the 88 of Austin Edstrom, who does get to start behind Dan Butler with those worn tires, so we may even see the 8 of Mikey Neal gain a few spots here.
Yeah, you're probably right there. As if you get stuck behind a slower car, again, not saying he's slow, but you know, he's going to be slower with older tires. That's just a fact of life. And if you get stuck behind him, it very well could cost you a few positions. So we'll see how quickly he can do it as they are getting ready to take the green flag.
Yeah, for sure. You're going to see the pace truck make the left-hand turn there here right now, and you're going to get the green flag here with Dan Butler leading him to the green.
There it is. A green flag is out. Like you said, Dan Butler on the gas, and we're going to see how long he can hang on to the lead here as we will switch to our main race camera. He's doing a good job so far. He got a better start than I thought, but here comes Austin Edstrom. He's going to take it way to the bottom in the dog leg, and he's actually going to take the lead just like that. So the 88 of Austin Edstrom is going to take the lead.
Yeah, I think that was a smart move by Dan Butler, allowing them to get by. He did lead the lap. If that was his goal, then he accomplished it, so no more need to really hold up anybody else because of those old tires. You're going to see the 48 here and the 52 going to get around him, but like you said, we do have a new leader, Austin Edstrom, taking it to the lead, trying to hold off Jamir Muhammad, who is didn't take the dog leg that time, trying to, I don't know if that has anything to do with tire wear or not, but it is a little rough down there. I've heard drivers in real life kind of complain how their car gets a little out of shape once they get down there, but nonetheless, Mikey Neal is going to get third, and they're going to kind of pull away a little bit here.
Yeah, those top 3 have a nice sizable lead over the rest of the field, as you see Mikey Neal's not taking that dog leg as much as the front 2 are. Again, Austin Edstrom and Jamir Muhammad, so different line strategies, but you got to go all the way back here to 4th, 5th, and 6th, all the way back to about 6th place before you see any side-by-side racing action. And actually at 7th place, Mike Ridgely and Dan Butler, again, who has fallen to 8th place. But he's hung on the outside right now, and that's going to cost him several spots. He needs to get down into that inside lane if he wants to hold on to a couple of spots.
Yeah, I definitely think that that whole tire thing there didn't help him at all. Now, he may have a secondary strategy in his head that we don't know about. Like I always say every race, I'd be a horrible crew chief because I have no clue about strategy. I just race and race. But, yeah, he might have something for us later in the race. But nonetheless, looks like we do have a lap car at 28. That's going to be...
Chad Eisner.
Chad Eisner, yep. And he does have some damage. I believe he was the one that hit that wall a last caution. So he's still out here, but he is going to be a lap down. Oh, actually, he's 18 laps down, so he may have just rejoined the field.
Yeah, he has still got a lot of damage there. He may have opted to only do the repairs he had to do. Didn't do the optional as the caution's going to come out. And it looks like it is going to be the 20 of Nate Cotilla, as that car has got heavy damage to it.
Looks like he may have just lost it off of 4 like we just seen there earlier. Maybe he just, I don't know. It doesn't, maybe this tire wear is a little more than we thought, especially he does have some damage there, so that may have also been a cause of that spin.
Yeah, we'll see here. There you have, just broke it loose. His rear was, the back end of the car was already damaged, yeah, so he didn't hit anything, so damage was already there. That wasn't smoke from his car, that was just the smoke from the tires. It's again just spun it out coming out of turn 4. So unfortunate it does happen, but good news is he's still on the lead lap, so he can save that fast repair, use it later, as it will go back up to your leader, who is still Austin Edstrom out front. Again, he is going to put a good run together. He has led, let's see, now 7 laps, but Mikey Neal has led 10, so he's not led the most laps yet.
Yeah, and you're going to see these guys opt not to come to pit road, so, you know, we're all going to have a little bit of worn tires here, like you said, probably about 6 or 7 laps here of worn tires. So let's take a look down on pit road. We got a few damaged cars on pit road, just trying to get some damage repaired. Trying to take a look here. You guys opted to bring it to pit road. I would say if I was back half of the pack, I would probably opt to bring it to pit road whenever I got the chance.
Yeah, so you see there's a bunch of drivers coming down, and it looks like they're all finishing up their pit stops and getting ready to get out. It looks like Justin Starr is going to be one of those coming off pit road, again running that MSTV paint job, so big thanks to him for running our colors here tonight. But he is going to come off pit road, and it looks like about 23rd spot. We'll see if he can get back up to the front. But it looks like lights are still on. We'll see if they go off. They are not, so we're going to take at least one more lap here. So why not here? We're getting ready to do another restart here. It's our 3rd caution of the night. Only 9 laps under caution, still 90 laps to go. It seems like as good a time as any. Why not go crank it up here on the restart?
Sounds good. Love myself some Crank It Up.
And while we do have a moment, we see we got quite a few people in chat here. If you are new here and have not subscribed, please do so. Hit that subscribe button. We are getting close to 5,000 subscribers. We will be doing something when we get there for the fans and the drivers. And definitely, if you like the racing here tonight itself, hit that thumbs up button. Let us know, let the drivers know and the league know that you like their racing here tonight. So again, that's the one way you can kind of show us that you like the racing that we bring you here on MaxSpeedTV, and let this league know that you appreciate what they do, bringing you great racing. And of course, all the sponsors on board. The one here for this race is Global Building Contractors. Big shout out to them. Give them a thumbs up on this thing. Let them know you appreciate them bringing you this race. But again, we're just about ready, so we're going to do some Crank It Up here on the restart.
Yeah, as you can see, these guys are ready to go. Alex Huffman sneaking his way back into the top 5 along with Jack Fellers. So, going to see if they can put some moves here on the restart, Charles. It's going to be nice and loud.
It is going to be. So we're going to step away, and when they get that green flag, we will go crank it up style for a couple of laps until they start getting spread out, and then we will go back to normal broadcasting. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here going up to the lead. Looks like we might have a battle for the lead coming up as Jamir Muhammad is battling Austin Edstrom right now. And we're going to keep a very close eye on that as they are going to try to make it a three-way battle for the lead. And there goes Austin Edstrom. He is in the lead, and just Jamir Muhammad right there just can't quite get by him at the moment.
Yeah, these top 3 guys checking out once again. Mikey Neal's there for the ride in 3rd place. If these 2 here get racing, he might have an advantage to get there and get up into 1st place. But Jamir Muhammad, we noticed the last time anyway, didn't take the dog leg as much as... Oh, and the caution's out.
Caution is out. Take a look back here. Oh, a lot of cars involved. Let's go take a look. Is Reese Milton going to be involved? It looks like somehow. The 12 of Cody Levitt going to be in it. So let's take a look here and see what happened. Again, I believe that's Cody Levitt that gets involved in the 40. So we'll see what happened if he was the main one here, if he just got tangled up in somebody else's mess. We're all about to see that. It looks like indeed he actually didn't get involved too much, as we'll see who all is in this. The 76 getting involved of Reese Milton. So let's go back here another 20 seconds or so and see if we can't figure out exactly. Jimmy, out of the 4 going around, there's a lot of cars going around here. The 12 goes around.
Yeah, I believe it may have started with the 47 of Trevor Graffam, who had some contact there going into 1 with the 44. That just kind of piles everybody up. They all have to check up on corner entry.
Yeah, and surprisingly, we did a full crank it up here. It looks like everybody's coming down pit road. So we'll see here who all gets tires and who doesn't. Coming down pit road is everybody except for Jamir Muhammad.
Yeah.
Stayed out. James Zirk gonna stay out as well. We'll see who comes in behind them, as it looks like everybody has come in and getting off pit road. But again, Jamir Muhammad's gonna stay out on the track here to lead another lap. He's already led 10 laps, and he's gonna lead a few more here, as he is currently your race leader.
Yeah, and we also have Dan Butler, who stayed out once again. And we have the MaxSpeedTV Justin Starr who stayed out as well. So he works his way up, is going to be in the top 5 here for this restart.
Yes, definitely sitting in 4th position, as it'll update here when he crosses the line from 20th to 4th. That is a huge gain, 16 spots gained on that caution by opting not to go in yet. Only 10 laps on those tires. I don't think that's too big of a major usage on those tires yet.
Yeah, now did Dan Butler, he's still on those set from prior, correct?
He is indeed.
Okay, so he probably has the most tire wear out of everybody up there at this point. But I believe that Jamir Muhammad is probably going to get a nice jump here on the restart. And Mikey Neal, who was the first car on pit road that came out, is going to have a lot of work to get around these guys here with the fresh tires.
Yeah, and I actually stand corrected. We were just looking through all the stats here. James Zirk only has 10 on his, so he must have gone in and got some fresh tires. Jamir Muhammad has 20 on his, so Jamir Muhammad actually has the most laps on his tires right now. Over 10 more laps compared to James Zirk. Dan Butler and Justin Starr have 11 on theirs compared to 21 on Jamir Muhammad. Everybody else below him 1, 2, and 3 laps. So it's going to be interesting here. We'll see how it plays out. If he can hold off this field. I have a feeling he knows how to use those tires well, and I don't think it's going to affect him too much.
Yeah, I definitely believe so too. He definitely is going to probably get a little bit of the jump here on the restart just naturally from being the leader, but we do have to remember too, James Zirk does have some front end damage there, so we're not sure if that's going to cause, you know, may have some people check up, may have a little bit of trouble getting going on the restart. So, but we're about to find out because we're coming to the green flag.
We are indeed, and we just got a word they don't have any fast repair, so that is going to make it real interesting.
Oh yeah, for sure. As we see the pace truck going to make the left, or pace car, excuse me, I'm used to dirt. Pace truck, or pace car making the left-hand turn, and the green flag is out.
There it is, top 3 back up on the overlays. As, wow, Jamir Muhammad has a huge lead, so obviously those old tires are not affecting him at all right now. As you look behind him, Dan Butler, Mikey Neal, and they're going to take it way into the dog leg, just about getting into the inside wall. That's how close they were taking it. So very deep into the dog leg, and it's actually going to help him here as he's going to get by Dan Butler to take over 2nd place.
Yeah, 1 lap, 2 positions, Charles. He is up to 2nd place. Dan Butler trying to return the favor, but he's going to get a little bit tight there with those old tires. And so now it's Mikey Neal, who just pitted, and Jamir Muhammad, who has, like you said, 22, 23 laps on those tires. So I have a feeling Mikey Neal's going to be able to reel him in here and get the lead.
Yeah, definitely I would agree with that. As we'll take a look back here to the 88 of Austin Edstrom. He is currently back in 5th position. He ran a top 3 fastest time in qualifying and in practice, so I do look to see him moving up just a little bit, and he's got 5 laps on those, so he has quite a bit fresher tires. The question is, can he get up there? Justin Starr, again, started 4th. He's down to 6th, so has lost 2 spots since the restart here, so we'll keep an eye on him, as well as Jack Fellers and Brian Bizzle, who we know is fast in the number 15 machine.
Yeah, for sure. We go back a little farther back here at about 10th place. We do have James Zirk, who did start up front there. He's currently back to 10th place, and a lot of side-by-side racing going on back here with the 10 car of Jason Covington and the 31 of Tommy Gossett. They're going to exchange positions here, and yeah, a lot of racing all through this field, Charles. Side-by-side, 3 wide at sometimes through the dog leg. So, and we're not even really halfway yet.
We're not. That will be coming up here probably in about 12, 15 laps or so. But I'm not sure who it was just now. We were watching Jason Covington, and somebody scraped the wall as we saw a little spark fly off. So again, these guys are getting a little rough out there, not with each other, but with the wall apparently. And we'll see who earns their stripes on the wall here as you see them coming out of turn 4, crossing the line. Everyone doing a good job. They're getting extremely close, but they are keeping it off of the wall as you see some good 2, 3 wide battling here through the dog leg. Excuse me, back for about 10th through about 16th.
Yeah, for sure, racing all over through this field. But I do stand corrected here, at least as far as the positions stand now. Jamir Muhammad does hold on to the lead. Mikey Neal still trying to run him down, but Austin Edstrom about a second, 1.2 seconds back here, so I think he may have had to get around a few slower cars there, but he's going to try to work his way back up to the leaders.
He is indeed. Jamir Muhammad just being able to hang on to there with 28 laps on those tires compared to 9 on Mikey Neal. They aren't slowing him down at all. And the longer we get into this green flag run, obviously those tires are going to wear about the same. They're both going to be worn out, and they're going to be a handful, so it's not going to really matter how old they are. They're just old at that point. Right now, I don't think we're at that point. Is Mikey Neal still trying to run him down in that number 8 machine? Again, your leader is Jamir Muhammad, but Mikey Neal is not giving it up without a fight as they're going to cross the line here to start lap 50.
Yeah, you can see that last lap there. Mikey Neal definitely tried to get past him, but just couldn't, as we have another caution coming out. Seems like I just shouldn't talk, Charles, because every time I talk, a caution comes out.
It does seem that way, as we'll look and see who it's going to be. It is going to be the 48 of James Morgan and the 12 involved as well, so let's go back and take a look. Well, they were already stopped at that point. Oop, we didn't go back quite far enough. Let's go back just a little bit here. So we're watching the 12 of James Morgan. We'll see what happened. I believe the 48 of Jack Fellers may have initiated this. Oh, him and Justin Starr get together. Justin Starr spinning him out just a little bit. They make contact, and then he just helps him out a little bit. And there's the 12 just kind of coming out of nowhere of James Morgan into the inside wall hard. But again, the 48 getting in tangled up with the 99, I believe it was, of Justin Starr. Again, it wasn't definitely wasn't intentional. He just kind of barely bumped him, and then when he did, it kind of spun him. And then, of course, once you start spinning, he loses speed. There's nowhere for Justin Starr to go, but you know, right into the side of his car. So really, just a hard racing deal.
Yeah, for sure. And these guys definitely did a good job missing Jack Fellers, who was sitting sideways there on the front stretch. But patience does, you know, you need to have a lot of patience to race at a track like this. We saw it there with the leader, Jamir Muhammad, who has older tires, but it was the 8 of Mikey Neal, just couldn't get past him. You know, you got to just have your patience, wait for them to mess up, and then grab that opportunity. But nonetheless, it looks like Jamir Muhammad did opt to take the car to pit road and get some 4 fresh feel goods, so Mikey Neal is going to take over the lead for this restart.
He is indeed. And while we still have the lights on here, we want to take a moment real fast to go through all of these sponsors real fast again to make it just to get them out there one more time. Again, simspeedshop.com. Definitely check them out. HRE Motorsports, Elite 7 Racing, Virtual2Reality.tv, Dirtco Media House, and Ohio IndyCar League on the broadcasting side of things. And on the racing side of things, we always want to give a big shout out to the league sponsor here. That is Global Building Contractors. This race brought to you is presented by them. This is the NASCAR race presented by Global Building Contractors. So big shout out to them. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here right now. They are the ones footing the bill for the broadcast. So big shout out to them for coming on board for this season. And we will look to see them here with many seasons, hopefully, getting to represent them well here in the NASCAR series. But it looks like we have one more lap before we get racing again. So this is going to be an interesting start here. We have about the top 6 drivers with 14 laps on their tires. Everybody else 1 and 2 laps on their tires right now.
Yeah, for sure. These guys that just pit are going to have their work cut out for them here. You got Alex Huffman, Brian Dorsey, John Mustaine Jr. A few guys we haven't talked about up front here for this restart. Taylor Lane going to also be up there in 6th place. And Jamir Muhammad is going to have to work his way around all these drivers who have these older tires. We know he can do it. We know he has the speed in that 14 car, but he needs to just, you know, be patient, get the spots when he can. There's a long race ahead of him.
There definitely is. As we'll take a look here real fast before we go green. 5 cautions, only 18 laps out of the 54, 67 laps to go. We are approaching the halfway mark here in 7 laps. We will be halfway done of the 120 lap race here tonight. We have not been here very long, only about an hour, so we are racking up laps pretty quickly.
Yeah, these guys are definitely good at what they do. We didn't, like you said, with the cautions there, we only had a few caution laps, but we're getting back to green here. So Mikey Neal, once again, going to lead him to the green flag. He gets a nice jump there, but not good enough. We got the 88 of Austin Edstrom going to be right to the outside of him for turn 1.
He is indeed right there with him. We'll see if he can hang on to the lead and for how long he can. Everybody coming down the dog leg. As we look a little further back here, they're actually almost 5 wide at sometimes going through that dog leg, and somehow they managed to sort it out. That just goes to show you how good these guys are. They come out here and they can take them 4 and 5 wide through the dog leg, and then somehow manage to go single file once again to come out of it, and they do a fantastic job of it.
Oh yeah, for sure. The talent of this field is just, it's amazing. These guys, you know, they race every week together. They know each other, and they know how to race around each other. So it's always fun when you have leagues like that who are thriving, and you know, everybody knows each other. But we do, let's see here, Mikey Neal is your current leader. Austin Edstrom just a little bit behind there, and Huffman about almost a second back. And I talked, so the caution's out again.
And let's see who it's gonna be for. And it looks like it's the 12, James Morgan. So let's go back here and take a look, see what happened.
Ooh, may have started up ahead there a little bit with the 72 machine. That is going to be Ryan Wilson.
We'll see. We're watching Ryan Wilson right now in the 72. We'll see if he had some play in this. Oh, did. The 44 got into him, spun him around, and the 12 and the 28 both getting collected into it. Looks like the 28 will keep going, but the 12 is going to have heavy damage, so is the 28. So again, the 44, look, that was Len McNeese getting into the back bumper of Ryan Wilson in the 72, and that is actually what will bring out the caution. The rest was just a side effect.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely hope that you don't. I hope James Morgan in that Mountain Dew car does not have any Mountain Dew in there, because I would not be opening that, as he has spun. That car's been around and around like 15 times. He's just not had the luck here tonight. But nonetheless, they're all bringing him to pit road. I think we got a lot of takers here on pit road. So
yeah, it looks like we're looking here. The back half of the field pretty much coming to pit road. So we'll take a look here at our pit road camera. Again, a lot of drivers are coming down the pit road, getting some damage repaired. But right now, Jameer Muhammad still out front. He has led 23 laps. He's actually led the most laps here tonight so far.
yeah, for sure. And we have Brian Bizzle now up, going to restart second. We do still have the 55 of Brian Dorsey. He's going to restart fourth, I believe. Or third, excuse me. And so, yeah, they're holding their own up here, even though they have some a little bit of tire wear. Definitely not hurting them at all, and it's good to see these guys running up front.
Yeah, it definitely is. Brian Bizzle making his way up to the front. He's been pretty far back there, so good to see him up there. Brian Lee said Brian Dorsey up there as well. Tommy Gossett up there. Jason Covington up there. James Zirk. That's the interesting right there. James Zirk in the 78. It was not long ago we saw him spinning and caution didn't come out. Somehow he saved it from going a lap down, and here he is sitting in 6th place right now.
Yeah, for sure. That 78 car is definitely put on a show after that lap, I believe, 1 or 2 incident there that did not bring out the caution. So, yeah, he didn't have a caution to pit for repairs or anything, so he's done this all by himself here. to get back up to 6th place with just a little bit of front end damage there, but obviously that's not hindering too much of the performance here tonight.
It definitely is not, as it looks like we are just about ready here. Should get the lights off on the pace car this time. As always, we do want to thank everyone for tuning in here tonight on MaxSpeedTV. And as always, if you're new here tonight and you like the racing, hit that subscribe button. If you like this race in general, definitely hit that thumbs up and let the drivers know, and let us know that you do enjoy the racing here tonight. So again, you must like racing or just like being here watching it, otherwise you wouldn't be here. So definitely thanks for tuning in, and hopefully we will bring you some more great racing. As real fast, it looks like Nate Cutilla said he just lost Wi-Fi, so he is out of the race now.
It's a shame when you have, this is a simulator, but it's not real cars, so you will have internet issues and things like that, even hardware issues. I know my pedals stopped working earlier in a dirt race and it cost me a lot of spots, but stuff does happen. There's always next week, so we hope to see him back here next week.
Yes, we definitely do, and he will put a good run together as we're getting ready here to get the green flag. There it is. Once again, we are racing as Jamir Muhammad's going to take him to the start-finish line to start lap 62 of 120, and that means we are halfway done.
Yeah, for sure. We are already past halfway, 120, so yeah, we got, looks like Jamir Muhammad's going to take a pretty nice size lead here over Brian Bizzle. We still have Brian Dorsey up there, and the caution is out, Charles.
And this one may be a doozy of a caution here.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
6 cars involved. Let's go back and take a look.
Oh, wow, these guys are everywhere back here. Looks like almost 4 wide going through the dog leg, like you said earlier.
They were indeed, and we'll see. Oh, tried to make it 3 wide. That was a 76. We'll see initially what caused this, though.
It looks like the 88 did try to get the advantage there, and the 47 kind of closed the door on him, and he got sent around, which just kind of caused a pile-up.
Indeed, it did. So that's going to involve, again, 6-7 cars all going around. That is not good for some of these guys, as they are going to have heavy damage here, but we still have 34 cars on the track.
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely good. We have, looks like Reese Melton is a lap down, and he was is no longer on the track. So everybody that's on the track is on the lead lap at this point. David Gainsforth, I believe, just got his lap back here last caution, so good for him. And they're bringing in the pit road, Charles.
They are indeed. It looks like Jamir Muhammad's going to stay out. Brian Bizzle's going to stay out. And we were just getting a word in with Nate Cutilla. Again, he said he will be back for Auto Club. Just let us know that is his best track. So hopefully his Wi-Fi will hold up for that race. And he will be back and be strong. And we may see him in victory lane.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I did just notice here, Austin Edstrom took his car to pit road, so we're going to see what position he comes out in. He's currently scored 26, but I'm sure that's not updated at the line, so we'll have to keep up with that. He's got a lot of work to do to catch back up. He is currently your points leader by only 2 points.
He is indeed.
And the person right behind him is currently leading the race, Jamir Muhammad. So we may have some points battle shaken up here tonight.
I do expect to see that, and as he crossed the line, he actually is in 22nd is what is being scored now. So we'll see. He's got a lot of work ahead of him right now. Again, he's got 21 spots to make up as the lights are still on, so everyone is catching up here. Looks like we're just about ready here as they're going to double file up, and we're going to go racing one more time. Take a look at the cautions. 7 cautions here. Again, only 25 laps of the 65 have been under caution. We still have 56 laps to go. We've had 6 lead changes here, though.
Yeah, that's really good. 6 lead changes. I know a few of those may have been under caution, but we have had a few different leaders under green flag runs. Looking to see if Brian Bizzle, what he's got for your leader, Jamir Muhammad. I'm not sure what their tire wear situation's looking like, Charles. You have that information, but he was holding his own there on that last restart. So, and he was the points leader a few weeks ago, but currently sits sixth or fifth in the points. So he's trying to get back up there to the top spot.
He is indeed trying to get back up there. So it's going to be anyone's game. I really don't know who's going to win. If I had to be a betting man, I would probably bet on Jamir Muhammad. But again, as Rudy would like to say, racing is a full contact sport, and anything can happen, and it will happen. So you can't count anybody out until the checkered flag is dropped. At that point, you can call the winner.
Yeah, that's for sure. But the lights are off the pace car. Oh my gosh, Charles, I can't keep saying pace truck. But lights are off the pace car. They're going to get down in the pit road, and Jamir Muhammad's going to bring them to the green, and we're off.
There it is, top three back up over there for you so you can see who those top three are. As you said, we are racing once again. Again, it's awesome to see Brian Bizzle in the top three, sitting in second place right now. Brian Dorsey sitting in third place in that number 55 machine. The question is, can they get up there to the leader, as he already has a huge lead. You can see it right there, the gap about 4 car lengths for Jamir Muhammad as a caution is going to come out.
Yeah, let's take a look, see what happened there. Not seeing anybody out of shape. They have the 72 around.
Yeah, 72 of Ryan Wilson going to be going around.
Like he may have just... I'm surprised that actually threw a caution, though. He was there below the yellow line. Not sure if there was something else that may have brought that out, but I do know that he did spin out there.
Yeah, we'll see. Watching the replay right now. Oh, did he have help? He did get tagged by the 12, just a little bit of James Morgan, but I don't think that did it. He kept going after that, so this happened after. He just got below the yellow line. He got loose. And like I said, spun it out. Very interesting that it did bring a caution, like you were saying, is earlier we saw that exact same thing with the 78, I do believe it was. James, or was it James? Yeah, James Zirk in the 78 right there. Same exact thing happened to him, and a caution did not come out. So iRacing is throwing these cautions, not any admins. So that is very interesting to see that it called it for one, but not for the other. But I did notice that there was a little less apron down there compared to where James Zirk did earlier.
Oh yeah, for sure. And you know what, Charles? I re-looked at that again. I saw some weird tire smoke. I did look, the 71 of Dean Viney, I believe that's how it's pronounced. Him and the 48 did get together right there in front of what we saw with the 72. But they ended up saving it, but they were pretty much sideways there for a time being. That may have caused the actual caution, but not 100% sure.
Yeah, well, it was either one of the two, or it very well could have been a combination of the two that bring it out. But regardless, caution did come out. Several cars getting involved to bring out the 8th caution of the night. Still only 27 laps under caution of the 68 completed, now 69 completed, as we are now at the 51 laps to go, and it looks like we'll probably get the green flag here with about 49, 48 laps to go.
Yeah, and as you look up here at the lead, we got some names up here, Charles, we haven't talked much about tonight. Brian Bizzle is going to be your current leader for this restart. Jason Covington, 2nd place. Dan Butler back up here. He's going to be sitting 3rd for the restart. Matt Jackson, we haven't talked much about him tonight, but he is up to 4th. And then your MaxSpeedTV Justin Starr going to round out your top 5.
Yeah, and we're taking a look here. That is your leader, of course, the 15 of Brian Bizzle. But looking back at 14th or 17th position, Jamir Muhammad all the way back in 17th place right now.
Yeah, so he's going to have his work cut out with him, or for him, and you can see that Austin Edstrom, ever since he restarted back there in 22nd, he's made his way up to 13th. So looks like the tides have turned here a little bit between these two points leaders.
They have indeed, so this could get very interesting. We will keep an eye on Jamir Muhammad throughout the night, as well as Austin, to see where they stack up, but it looks like they're getting ready to get the green flag, so the pace car should be diving off here next time by.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be interesting to see if these guys can, I believe these guys up front here, even the top 10 or so, are kind of sort of on the same strategy, so their tires should be fairly the same. So we may see some really good racing up here.
Yes, it definitely is. And it seems like as good a time any. We're over halfway. It's been a while since we did it, so why not? Let's go crank it up one more time. Alright, we are back here from the Crank It Up again on lap 75 of 120. So far, we are going green flag racing as you're watching about mid-pack right now. 12th and 13th place right now, Charles Hoffman and Jim Locking. Right now, these guys are 2-3 wide at sometimes. They're still 3 wide back here for about 14th position. As you look who's in the middle of this 3 wide battle, that is the 14 of Jameer Muhammad, as he's trying to work his way back up to the front. He has gained 3 spots, now 4 spots, but he has not gained as many as I thought he would. But look at the battle he's got going on. Nobody here is giving an inch.
Yeah, for sure. He's in the middle of the so-called hornet's nest here, and as you can see, they went 3 wide there. He had to back off a little bit. I would be pretty hesitant too.
Yeah, I would be. You got to take it very easy. You don't want to press any issues. You see him going way further down than everybody else, but he's got to be really careful. If he gets spun out, or by himself, if he just spins out, he has a lot of people behind him that could possibly tag him and ruin his night here if they wreck him. Or,
yeah, for sure.
Into him.
Oh, and this is where the patience definitely comes in. You got he's clearing these cars now. Definitely got out of that little hornet's nest, and he is up to 13th place now. So he's gonna set his sights here on the 24. Oh, actually, never mind. He didn't update for me yet. Let me see. Oh, I believe it's gonna be Brett Meservy that he's gonna be battling with now, as the caution comes out once again.
We'll take a look, and it is gonna be the 78 of James Zert going to bring out the caution here. Again, last time he spun out, he didn't bring it, so let's go back and take a look, see what brought it out this time. Alright, we're back. Let's see here in the instant replay. Not sure exactly what would have happened. It looks like maybe he just spun out on his own. Oh, the 51 got into the outside wall. He tries to slow it up just a little bit to avoid getting into him, and then just ends up spinning it out on his own. He probably thought that 51 was going to come off the wall. Again, that was Jacob Perry. We haven't talked about him a whole lot, but he probably thought he was about to come off the wall just a little bit. and possibly get down into him. So he kind of checked up, and unfortunately checked up a little bit too much and ended up spinning the car around.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that the way that this track is set up, I believe if you are under the yellow line there in the corner, I think it is going to throw the caution for you. But like we said earlier, when he first spun out in the beginning of the race, James Zerk, he didn't get that caution. He was down in the dog leg, so maybe that's where the caution line is. I guess, you know, in the corner they cause a caution. If not, if you're in the dog leg, it won't cause a caution.
Indeed, as it looks like we have just about everyone coming to pit road here. As we'll look at pit lane, they're going to be coming out. So everyone coming down from about 6th place on. So Justin Starr, Charles Hoffman, Jamir Muhammad back in the top 3. Brett Meservy, Brian Dorsey, John Mustaine Jr. Actually, he did pit. So top 5 drivers did not pit this time by. And look who it is, another new leader here tonight, running the MSTV colors here tonight. That is the 99 of Justin Starr is going to lead a lap here, and we'll see if he comes into pit road. He is not. So 29 laps on those tires, but he's going to stay out and lead a lap here.
Yeah, I believe this is the break that Jamir Muhammad really needed here, as this race does wind down. We do have about 39 laps here to go. So, and he is going to find himself back up in 3rd, even though he does have some tire wear. I believe that he's going to be able to maintain within the top 5 here until we see another caution or a green flag pit stops.
Yeah, I definitely do too. Those old tires don't seem to affect him too much, as we'll see here, you know, if these guys can hang on. You know, this closing laps with, again, 39 laps to go. This is probably a safe strategy right here. If you can stay up here in the front with these little bit older tires, especially for Justin Starr right now. He's got 30 laps on his tires here, 18, 13, 14, and 13 for the next 4 guys behind him. You know, if he can stay out front, all those new fresh tires have to get by him, these other drivers to get by him. Well, keeping in mind, we haven't had very many green flag runs consistently. We've had a lot of green flag racing, just increments here. We'll go about, you know, 10, 15, 20 laps up to 30 is I think the most we've really had. So if he's banking on these guys getting up there and a caution coming out before those fresh tires catch up with him, then he gets back on cycle, he pits with everyone, he can possibly come out your leader, or at least in the top 5 after that caution comes out.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of strategies that are being played right now, but really it's all night. We've seen guys stay out with the tire wear and really kind of make off pretty good in the long run. You still see Brett Meservy, Jason Covington still in the top 10, and they were out last time. Brian Dorsey's still up there. So, I mean, it's not like these guys are dropping like rocks, you know what I mean? That they can still be competitive up here in the front. And like you said, with these increment cautions, they get their chance to pit 10, 15 laps. But nonetheless, we're going back to green flag here.
They are indeed. There, the pace car is going to dive off. Green flag is out. Top 3 back up on your overlays. And it looks like we're going to have a drag race here to see who leads this race here. As it looks like Charles Hoffman is going to put on a good battle on the outside. He is a driver we have not talked about a whole lot here tonight, and he is doing a fantastic job giving Justin Starr a run for his money. And this is just what people like Jamir Muhammad want to see, and everybody behind them, Brett Meservy, Brian Dorsey, Austin Edstrom. Wear those tires out. You go up there and race. We'll just reel you in after you've worn those tires out even more.
Yeah, for sure. Austin Edstrom trying to get by the 55 and the 7 as he takes them 3 wide there as he tries to head up to 4th place. And he's going to clear both of them there down into turn 3. He's setting his sights there on the 63 of Charles Hoffman, who is now back to what looks to be 3rd, and he's going to get to the inside of him here.
He is indeed. That was a really close call from the angle we saw anyway. It looked like it. He shot up right in front of a bunch of cars. As you're watching right now, the battle for 6th position. That is heating up very quickly between the 63 of Charles Hoffman, as the caution is going to come out once again. And taking a look.
The Hooters car.
Yeah, we have several cars involved once again, so let's go back and take a look at it.
Oh man, looks like the 8 of Mikey Neal involved in that one. Tough break for him. He's had a good car all night. Like he may have been the cause there, getting a little loose.
Yeah, we're definitely sitting here taking a look, see exactly what happened the best we can anyway. As we'll see, we're watching Jacob Perry in the 51. Smoke's already flying at that point. So he actually didn't get involved. He just checked up to avoid it. So like you said, a few guys just slowing down to avoid getting into it. He actually did not take any damage from that.
Yeah, that's good. It wasn't very weird. Looked like he may have just... They were coming off of turn 2, and the 8 just may have gotten a little loose. Just got into the rear, or the left rear quarter panel of that 37 Hooters machine, sending him around. But a lot of these drivers were able to hit the brakes and get save their car from any damage from that incident there.
They did indeed. It looks like just about everybody's going to come down pit road. You see Justin Starr is going to stay out. So really your top 5 drivers, really a lot of drivers are going to stay out for that matter, but still a lot of drivers taking pit road. 19th place on Jack Fellers and down going to come to pit road. So you got nothing to lose if you're that far back in the field. So you might as well go ahead and take some tires, get some fuel. And I would be willing to bet, let's take a look here, 10 cautions so far. 36 laps out of the 88. That's not very many, really. 33 laps to go. If we get green flag run, and those guys that have pitted, they probably won't have to pit again. So they're banking on not having to pit again. These guys in front are banking on the fact that, you know, maybe we'll go green flag running and I'll keep out front, or they're banking on that caution coming out and them being able to pit under caution.
Yeah, for sure. If we have a long enough run here, these leaders here, they're hoping that we get a caution in a few laps here when everybody is trying to come to pit road. That way, and eventually everybody, if that's the scenario, everybody would then be on the same strategy at that point, because everyone would pit at the same time. That's what kind of they're banking on here, because but hey, I mean, the statistics prove it here tonight. We've had a caution about, what you said, 10 to 15 laps. We're looking here 10 to 15 laps will be around lap 100, 105. So and by that they can make it to the end, you know, come in for 4 feel goods, full tank of gas. If everybody comes in, Justin Starr may come back out the leader, and they'll be all on the same strategy.
They will indeed. That's all going to be kind of stuff that'll play itself out here in just a few moments. But again, we do have at least 1 lap here, so we want to thank again all the sponsors that have come on board, whether for the racing or on the MaxSpeedTV. Again, Sim Speed Shop, HRE Motorsports, Elite 7 Racing, Virtual2Reality.tv, Dirtco Media House, and Ohio IndyCar League. And of course, the sponsor for this race, putting this whole thing on, presented by them, is Global Building Contractors. Big shout out to them for coming on board here for this series. Again, if you are in chat and you like the racing, hit that subscribe button. If you like this race in general, please feel free to hit that thumbs up. Let us know you like it. Let the drivers know you like what they're putting on here tonight for you. And that being said, it's just about that time again to get the green flag once again to start lap number 91.
Yeah, these restarts here, you're going to see a lot less patience from these guys as the race starts to wind down. Pace car going to head off to pit road, and Justin Starr is going to lead him back to green, and we're going to see the green flag come out right now as they take it to the line.
Green flag is out, and look who's right behind him. I just don't know if Justin Starr is going to be able to hang on to first for much longer, as he has a nice little lead at the moment, but not quite nice enough. When you look back and you see that scary number 14 coming in your mirror, it's like probably like seeing the Intimidator behind you. It's got to scare you just a little bit, as the caution is going to come out very quickly here at the restart. And it looks like the 71 of Dean Viney is going to be involved, and the 101 possibly involved. No, he isn't. It's just the 71, so let's go back and take a look.
We'll Looks like the dog leg is causing some issues here tonight as late in this race. Looks like he just gets into the 8 car there. That's who we just talked about. That's Mikey Neal, who was involved in that last caution. Left him with some damage there on his car, and looks like he just got a little bit more there with the 71 getting into him.
Yeah, definitely did. I'm not sure, looking at the angle we saw, maybe the 8 came down a little bit, but then again, it was in the dog leg, so that's kind of where the 8's supposed to do. He's supposed to come down into that dog leg if he needs to take it. I'm not sure, maybe the 71 didn't go down as much as the 8 thought he was going to. Again, it's just a tricky part of the track. You know, you got to be aware of your surroundings, and if your spotter isn't letting you know clear instructions here, then you really have a kind of a blind spot there when you're going through that dog leg as to who is behind you, who's beside you, and just in general around you on the track.
Yeah, that dog leg it's very unique to the sport here in NASCAR and NOSCAR here tonight. You know, you got to be on the same page. Every driver has to be on the same page going into that dog leg. You know, 2 wide, 3 wide, or 4 wide of what their plan is to get through there. And as we just saw there, they didn't really have a plan. They weren't on the same page. But there's really only so much your spotter can do at that point. You know, you could be 2 wide but be 80 feet apart. So it's and you're gonna come back. You know, come back in the same line there once you come up off the dog leg. That's the really hard thing about spotting here is, you know, like I said, you could have car lengths between you guys and still be considered 2, 3 wide.
This is very true. And while we have a moment here, you want to run through our top 5 drivers that we are in the top 5 right now.
Sure, yeah. Leading the way, nice to see the MaxSpeedTV colors out there. Justin Starr. Second place is Jamir Muhammad. He's looking to get the lead there on the restart. Austin Edstrom right there with him, 3rd place. We haven't talked about him much this evening, but Brian Dorsey, he has been up here in the top 5 consistently here for this part of the race. And rounding out your top 5 is that 15 car, Brian Bizzle.
Yeah, very good run for all of these drivers. 93 laps completed here tonight. So again, anyone just tuning in with us here tonight, a little late, but better late than never, right? You are watching the NOSCAR race presented by Global Building Contractors. So again, we are on lap 94. The lights are still on, so it looks like we're going to go green flag racing to start about lap 96.
What do you think here, Charles? You think we're going to see more cautions, or I'm predicting more cautions, but I want to hear what you think.
I think at least we'll see one more caution here. Again, we've had 11 cautions for 41 laps, now 42. But 42 laps out of 120 if we go green flag racing the rest of the way. That is not very many. But again, they take at least 3 or 4 laps for caution here per caution. But they kind of have to, if not more than that. Everyone has to get to pit road. They have to get back up. Any wave rounds have to be done. So caution laps do take just a little bit here, as we're looking here, 1:07 for that last lap. That's how long a caution lap takes. A race lap, 27 seconds. So that is a huge difference here when it's under race condition versus caution condition.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, these guys know what they're doing, so I'm sure they're going to put on a show for the rest of this race here, but we're going to see the pace car dip off, and we're going to get ready for another restart here. They're looking for the American Ethanol green flag, and it looks like Justin Starr is going to get a nice jump here, and he's going to take it to the line.
He is indeed. 44 laps on those tires compared to 15 for Austin Edstrom. So can Austin get up there, and he's going to easily get by Jamir Muhammad. So again, everyone is trying to get to that top spot, but the guy with the oldest tires is hanging on to it.
Wow, I don't know if you just saw that, Charles. Jamir Muhammad, all sorts of sideways down into turn 3, but he does save it. What an excellent save by him. Aggressive move there to get past the 88, but in the 55, and that's going to be, I believe, Brian Dorsey is going to get by him, but he's going to sneak back to the inside, and we may have a race for the lead. Yeah,
we definitely might. Again, he's got 28 laps on those tires. As it looks like you got a battle going on right now. There's a battle for the lead, and it's going to be Austin Edstrom going to take the lead back once again. Again, at the line right there will be your new leader here, Austin Edstrom. That is, there he goes, updating on his photo. But Austin Edstrom back to the front. He has led 16 laps here, and he is now out front once again. And if I had to guess, I think we're going to see a knockout drag battle between the 14 and the 88. Austin Edstrom in the 88 and Jamir Muhammad in the 14. I think those are going to be the two that are battling here at the end of this race.
Oh yeah, these two guys are always so fun to watch every week. They're always near each other racing. But I believe now we're getting ready to complete lap 99 here this time. But I believe it's go time, Charles. These guys know, we just saw from that restart, nobody's waiting around. We've seen a pretty aggressive move there by Jamir Muhammad to get to second place. But we look back here, we got a lot of cars, a few side-by-side battles here. As you go a little farther back, I mean, it's just racing all through this field.
It really is. As they're getting back here, we're going to go back all the way to Trevor Graffin. We haven't talked about him. He's got some damage there, but these guys are really starting to get side-by-side here towards the back. And everybody's getting side-by-side, 3 wide and sometimes 4 wide. Up here for about 5th, 6th position, Brian Bizzle trying to battle right now. Again, that is up for 7th position right now, as they're starting to get side-by-side, 3 wide, and again, even 4 wide, as a caution is going to come out once again. Not sure, somebody here. We'll take a look to see who it might have been. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything either, Charles. May have just been a self-spin.
I'm wondering, the 37, that was the Hooters car of Jonathan Ellis. He was being shown that he was at 0 miles per hour, and then he is off the track. So I'm not sure if maybe something happened there. Maybe he spun out and then lost connection or something, but he is now 1 lap down, being scored in 31st.
Yeah, he actually, him and the 48 car, 48 being Jack Fellers, did get together off of turn 4. Looks like 37 Hooters car just got a little loose there, but man, he did a number on the front end of that car, which sent him, I believe, it showed him flip twice and disappear. So, not sure if he just got kicked off the track or what happened.
Yeah, something happened. Looking, I don't see any connection issues here in TeamSpeak. So again, maybe he just lost connection or something happened, as it looks like pit stops are starting here. Mikey Neal going to be coming down to pit road. So that is unfortunate. He's back at the back of this pack right now. I have a feeling his shot at coming away with the win here is pretty slim. But again, he could, you never know, anything could happen. He has led 17 laps here tonight.
Yeah, he was involved in that caution there, which did get him some damage. But you know, nonetheless, he was running up front. He was definitely a contender. Did have a fast Chevy there tonight, but looks like with all that damage, it's just going to be almost impossible for him to keep up with the leaders with the clean cars.
Yeah. Question is, I don't know. We got a lot of guys, and we thought it was coming. This is go home or go big time right now. And it looks like everybody is going big. Nobody in your top 22 drivers pitted in that stop.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy, but I mean, that's kind of a positive thing in the same aspect, because it's not, you know, these guys are all going to be somewhat on the same strategy. I believe, I'm not sure if Justin Starr has the oldest tires.
Oh,
he's been up there a while, Charles. I'm not sure though.
Looking at the stats here, 52 laps compared to 35 for Jamir Muhammad, 36 for Brett Meservy. So those are your 3 oldest tires. Everyone else around 23. So he indeed does have the oldest tires out here on the track right now.
Yeah. So I mean, you said 52 there. So I mean, half this race he's been on those same tires, because we are on completing a lap 104. So I mean, he's holding his own there. He's still sitting in 3rd. I mean, Alex Huffman there sitting 4th. May have something to say for him here. They got their cars look pretty clean here, the top 5. So. But you go way back, Jason Covington, who's sitting 8th right now, he was running up front. I mean, it's really anybody's game at this point. If we go green the rest of the way with about 15 to go, we may see some tires even out a little bit. I think, like you said, we're going to have a drag race here between Austin and Jameer. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yes, it's going to be a very good race. Again, 15 laps when they take the green. That is going to be not a whole lot of laps, so it's going to be do or die time. And you're going to see some really gutsy moves here in these closing laps. These guys that normally might not make those gutsy calls, I think are going to be doing it, especially some of these we haven't talked about a whole lot today. Brian Dorsey, Brett Meservey, Ryan Bizzles worked his way back up to the front. Jason Covington, Tommy Gossett, guys like that we haven't talked about a whole lot. I do expect to see them working their way to try to make some gutsy moves and try to get a win here.
Yeah, well, we're going to find out, Charles, because Pace Car's going to duck off, and Edstrom's going to lead him to the green flag here with Jameer Muhammad to his outside. He gets a nice jump.
He does indeed, and they are bunched up really tight right now. Nobody got a huge lead, but again, everybody's got, 20 to 30 plus 50 lap tires on them, so nobody's going to try to press it too hard. It's very quickly Austin Edstrom's going to take it way deep in the dog leg here. And again, this is going to be interesting. They want to push it, but some of these guys got some pretty old tires here. It makes you wonder here, if you're watching everybody battle, we're going to go a little further back. These guys can run on these tires as the caution's going to come out, and it is a big one back in the back. Oh, we got a lot of cars involved. Mikey Neal involved, the 63, the 24, the 12, the 48s. Let's go back and take a look.
Yeah, that was one of those there, Charles, that just blocks up the whole racetrack, and there's nothing you can do. You can't brake in time, and it just causes a nice big pileup, almost like Daytona, but just nowhere for him to go.
Yeah, it does indeed, and we're gonna see who might have started it. It looks like the 40 actually started it, getting into the inside wall, and again, you see just everybody carnage trying to get through. And it looked like we might have had somebody get through, but they got tagged at the last minute. Really, looks like the 12 made it through unscathed, but they were pretty much done wrecking by the time he got there. So a lot of cars involved in that one, and that is going to take a lot of cars off the track now. But we still have 29, 30, 31 drivers on the track right now. So even with that, we still have a ton of drivers left in this race.
Yeah, for sure, and you're going to see here a lot of these drivers going to drive confidently past the pit road entrance. So it's going to be pretty much this restart is going to be key. We're not sure if it's going to be the last restart, but every restart you have to assume is going to be the last restart. So it's going to be key that Jameer Muhammad really, I mean, I don't know if he's holding back a little bit or what's the deal, because the 88 of Austin Edstrom is just super fast here. But I don't think Jameer Muhammad has had enough time to really showcase what's underneath the hood of that car.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting now because that caution came out really late. Looks like we're going to get the green flag with 9 or 10 laps to go. So at that point, it's not really a race. It is, but it's more of a shootout at this point. It's going to be who can run the fastest you can for the short amount of laps. So it's going to turn into more of a drag race to see who can stay up there. The one I'm kind of rooting for, not just because he's running MaxSpeedTV colors here tonight, that is the 99 of Justin Starr. He has 58 laps on those tires, and he is hanging in 4th place right now. He's doing a fantastic job on those old tires. So it's going to be interesting to see if he can possibly pull away a top 3 finish here.
Oh yeah, for sure. I definitely am hoping that too. But we did speak to Austin Edstrom before the race even started here tonight, and he did say he did like his car on the short runs, and he did have some short run speed. So I'm thinking that maybe he's going to hold off Jameer Muhammad possibly this week to go back-to-back here.
Yeah, he very well could do it. And then there's always that option, we don't want to see it, these drivers don't want to see it. But you have to keep it in the back of your mind is, these front drivers could wad it all up here trying to get a win. and somebody, you know, back in 10th, 11th could possibly walk away with the win. So again, that is something nobody wants to see, but it is a possibility.
Well, yeah, for sure. We just saw there with that last caution, you know, somebody gets spinning on the front stretch, and it just piles everybody up. If that were to happen here with, let's say, Austin and Jamir Muhammad, you know, we could see, like you said, the top 10 guys even more get piled and get damaged from that incident.
Yeah, and so again, that's coming up. Lights are off, so we're going to get the green flag with 9 laps to go. So less than 10 laps remain here in the race. And right now it is Austin Edstrom out front, followed by Jamir Muhammad and Austin Huffman in there in 3rd place.
Yeah, we do have, I don't know, I think it's really anybody's game at this point. They all have old tires, like you said. Who can go the fastest in, and, you know, who can go around here the shortest distance and the fastest is going to see who can put together the win here tonight. But, we're going to see. Maybe this is the last restart. We don't want this to end under yellow. We know these guys are going to put on a show. So we're going to have the pace car duck off, and Austin Edstrom is going to lead him back to the green. Let's see if he can get a good jump here. He does get a nice size jump there. Jamir Muhammad going to hold on a second across the line, and they're going down to turn 1.
They are indeed. Again, hopefully this will be the last restart of the night here. I can promise you nobody wants to win under caution, but Austin would love to see a caution come out with probably about 5 laps to go and secure his spot. But anything after 6 to go could spell ending under caution, so we don't want to see that. Right now we would go green flag racing if it came out. But looking back here, back to about Tommy Gossett here for 6th place, look at the battle these guys are putting on still. They're not giving up at all, but again, they can't. 8 laps to go. This is go or go home time right now. This is do or die time, and these guys are leaving nothing to a chance. They are trying to get a win here tonight.
Yeah, for sure. You look back through this pack, and they're just side by side all the way through. Like you said, go big or go home. That's the name of the game, and we do have a caution. I'm not sure, Charles. Are we going to have a 1-lap shootout?
We will indeed with 7 laps. We'll see who it was. I believe it may have been Dean Viney. He is no longer on the track, though, so I'm not sure if indeed that was for the caution here. As we'll go back here and look at the 59 of Ruben Altice. We'll see if he had anything in this as well. Indeed, he was slowed down on the track here. Let's go back another 20 seconds or so. Oh, the 59 blew an engine, it looks like. He did indeed. A puff of smoke from the back of the 59 of Ruben Altice as he is going to blow that engine. And that looks like that will bring out the caution. Surprisingly enough, he was on the apron right as it blew nearly. So caution does come out, though.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that we haven't seen more expired engines here tonight, at least that we've noticed. A lot of drivers do have that damage, so we might see a few more guys maybe have expired engines here, but I mean, I'm not sure. We're going to have a few pace laps here, and we're not going to have too many green flag laps here at the end, so.
Yeah, I don't think, see, we got 6 laps to go right now. Looks like we're going to probably get the green flag with a 2 or 3 lap shootout here. So at the point, regardless, whether it's 2 laps, 3 laps, or even a 1 lap shootout, at this point, if a caution comes out when we get the green flag, the race will be over, no question about it. But again, 6 laps to go. I really think we're going to have a green-white checkered 2-lap shootout here.
Yeah, I really hope. I want to see these guys drag race to the finish. We know in real life they have some pretty awesome finishes here, so I'd love to see a side-by-side finish here to wrap up the night. It's been really fun watching these guys race, and you know, every week they're just so good. But I don't know. I can't make a pick of who's going to win. I know Austin did get a really nice jump there on that last restart. If he can repeat that this restart, I have a feeling that he has the win sealed in there.
I really do too. And again, he doesn't want to see a caution because he doesn't want to win under caution. But at the same time, I'm sure he wouldn't be complaining if one came out. Because, you know, if that did happen, he would secure himself a victory But again, 5 laps to go right now. They're going to get 4 at the line. We'll see. If the lights go off this time by, we'll have a 3-lap shootout. If they don't, it's going to be a 2-lap shootout. So that's kind of what we're waiting to see right now, whether it's going to be a 3-lap shootout or a 2-lap shootout. And I don't see anybody getting a double foul yet. But again, they wouldn't till the 1 to go. So we'll see right there. The lights do go off, so it's going to be a 3-lap shootout here.
All right, well, I'm all up for it, Charles. But look, every restart, I watch the Justin Starr there on that 99 MaxSpeedTV car. I always feel like he's going to fall back. He never does. He maintains his position, and you know, same with Alex Huffman there. He's maintained his position. So, like you said, if these 2 front runners here get in a little bit of a tangle up, we might see a first-time winner here this season.
We very well might. Again, 65 laps on the 99 car of Justin Starr. That is the most of anybody out here on the track. Next to that is 48, and that is on Jamir Muhammad. Again, you got that many laps on him. What's 9, 10 more going to hurt? You're out here. You're not going to give up that track position. They're getting ready here to get the green flag, though. This pace car is diving off right there. Green flag is back out top 3 on the overlay. And dominant start there from the 88 of Austin Edstrom. That's exactly what he needed. But we're going to go back here and look at about 3rd place. Alex Huffman, as now Justin Starr has his hands full with Jason Covington, who may take that spot from him for 4th place.
Yeah, for sure. I swear I just saw a 5 wide back there for like 10th. It was crazy, but they're 3 wide there coming off. Oh, we got a car around the 15.
Oh, caution's out, and that race is over. You were right. Cut you off there. Sorry about that. Taylor Lane going around. That was a hard lick to the outside wall. Let's go back and take a look and see just what happened to him.
Yeah, that was definitely an ugly hit there, Charles. See here. A little out of shape. Just everybody was fighting for the same real estate, it looked like.
Let's see, did he have any help from the 51? I'm not sure. I don't think he did. Yeah, like you said, no. Him and the 15 getting together, the 51 getting involved. So, yep, like you said, just battling for the same real estate. And that was just a vicious hit to the outside wall. As that is going to drop him to 19th place. And that will do it. Back-to-back wins here for Austin Edstrom. Again, all he's got to do is officially cross the line. So, you know, unless he runs out of fuel or something here on the last lap, it looks like he will be your race winner here tonight.
Yeah, it was definitely a strong race. You know, he definitely deserves it. Jamir Muhammad would deserve it just as much. These guys here race it out every week, you know, for first place. And I think with that, yeah, with that finishing order here, we're going to see Austin Edstrom probably maintain the points lead here. It's kind of funny how that turned out. 1 and 2 in points, finished 1st and 2nd.
Yeah, definitely 51 laps on those tires too. He held off a lot of fresher tires. So very good job for Jamir Muhammad. Alex Huffman, brand new. We have not got to see him in the booth before. As right there you see the tracker flags are coming out. So as soon as he crosses the line, that will give the win to Austin Edstrom for 2 weeks in a row.
Yep, and there it is there. Austin Edstrom gonna take the checkered flag. Probably head around, do some burnouts.
Let's hope he does. He did last week, so I'll look to see some more this week. And give us just a moment, folks. We will be right back here in just a few moments with your post-race show. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here with your post-race show, and we do have Brandon Kaufman caught up with Alex Huffman in the pits, so he's going to get a quick word in with him here in the post-race show.
All right, Alex, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, man. Well, you bring it home third podium finish here tonight. Tell us how the car was. With I know you guys, a lot of you guys stayed out there, had really old tires on. Pretty much everyone in the top 10 did. But how was the car driving? How was the track tonight?
Well, started off, I was a little bit tight, but backed up my entry and freed up myself off corner exit. But the car was great. I mean, got stuck back there in traffic. Me, Austin, and Mikey for a bit after pitting once, but we worked our way back up there. Had to avoid a few incidents, but came back, brought it home third. I'm happy about it.
Yeah, there's definitely no shame in third, especially with the type or the amount of competition out here. These guys are running up front every week. But do you think you would have had anything there for Jameer or even Austin there towards the end, or was third kind of where the car leveled off?
And it felt like it kind of leveled off right around third. I tried to get a good restart that last one, but I spun my tires a little bit, so Jameer and Austin got ahead of me. But I wasn't going to give up. I was going to keep pushing, but they're hella drivers out on this series.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely seems like every week the amount of competition just gets better. But we do. You did finish third. Let me see. There were a good bit of cautions here tonight. Do you think that affected? Did you have a secondary like plan? You know, fuel. Did you think about a fuel strategy at all, or were tires kind of the way to go here tonight?
Tires were kind of the way to go. I mean, you could get I got about 60 laps on a fuel run, but tires just dropped off way too much, so I was going with the tire strategy. But I'm pretty sure it could have ended up, if we didn't have as many cautions, we could have had a good fuel tire strategy run. Because I mean, the top 5, we were all up there most of the race and going for it.
Yeah, for sure. I just want to congratulate you again on the podium finish here tonight and keeping your car clean throughout the race. Was there any sponsors or shout-outs you'd like to give here tonight?
Yeah, I want to thank Global Building Contractors for helping put on this show, and MaxSpeedTV for broadcasting, and Justin for having one hell of a league. I love this league's one of the best ones out there, and I know that for sure. And congrats to Austin and Jameer on first and second. Those two are wheelmans.
All right, so we're going to head it over to Charles here for second place, Jameer Muhammad.
All right, another dominating performance. You actually led 32 laps. Excuse me, losing our voice after such an exciting race. Just shy of the 39 led by Austin. But I'm pretty sure, and we talked about it here in the booth, out of the top 3 drivers, if anybody had a shot to get by Austin here for the win, it was probably going to be you. You've been fast last week, fast this week. Had that caution not come out, had we had maybe 1 or 2 more longer green flag runs, do you think you had anything for Austin tonight?
You know what? It was really hard to pass out here. And Austin's pretty quick, and he doesn't really miss marks or overdrive the corners. So I kind of needed him to make a mistake really to get by him, or like a really good restart. And starting in second in the outside there, it's tough to get going. As you can probably tell, like the first place guy, even when I was starting first, I would pull out quite a big lead there. So it's really hard to get going. So I don't know. I was just kind of hoping that he would make a mistake there because back position was all day and all night, I guess. And it was a lot of cautions, but it was still fun. It was a competition. Fortunately, I avoided everything, so I didn't even see a caution or an accident in my view, which is always good. But yeah, it was a good finish. Congrats to Austin. Alex also did a good job, and yeah.
Well, looking forward here, I don't think too much is going to change on the cars themselves. But we were asking Austin earlier, so we'll get your thoughts on it. With the new build coming out in 2 days for Season 2, we get a brand new repaved, redone track of Phoenix here. I believe it's not even Phoenix International Raceway. It's like IMS Raceway or something like that. So totally new track. I'm not sure if y'all are going to run this again later in the season, but if you do, comparing the two tracks, obviously you haven't got to run on it just yet, but are you looking forward to maybe having just that newer track that no one's run on to really bring in the competition level?
Yeah, it's always fun driving the new track. It's always new to every single one of us, so we're on the level playing field. Yeah, it'll be fun having the start-finish dog leg there. It's gonna be crazy. Not sure where the start-finish line will be, if it's near closer to where turn 1 will be or off of turn 4, but hopefully to put it near turn 1 so we can actually use dog leg and try to make passes, or you might actually. Yeah, it's always fun to drive a different track.
Well, definitely that one coming, plus Atlanta getting a little bit more grip at it. They took just a tad bit too much out of that track. So a lot of new stuff coming in Season 2 build. We got some new cars coming as well. I think that's more on the road side of things. But overall, you had a fantastic race here. 51 laps on those tires, finish in second place. Any shout-outs or sponsors you want to give for that second place finish here tonight?
I just want to give a shout-out to Global Building Contractors for sponsoring the series and having you guys do all the races this season. It's always fun, and watching the broadcasts afterwards. And I just want to thank Justin for running the league. Today was probably one of the tougher races with the amount of incidents we had, but he does a really good job organizing everything. And lastly, I'd like to thank my wife for letting me race tonight, even though we went a little longer than expected.
Well, definitely a big shout out to all the wives out there that do let us hang out here late nights. But, you know, she can go back and watch it later and see you finish, and she can listen to you thank her there, so she knows you do give her credit. But finishing just one spot ahead of him, your winner here tonight, Austin Edstrom. First off, congrats on the win. Back-to-back wins. We talked to you earlier. You said you thought you had a good short-run car, so that last caution seemed like it played right into your wheelhouse for getting that win. So as far as these little short runs, did they definitely help you out here tonight?
I don't know if it's even that. There was just so many cautions that everybody's tire strategy was all over the place. I really think I only won this because I got lucky on one of the restarts behind Justin and was able to get by Jameer because I had two newer right side tires. I think my lefts were the same as his, but my rights were like 10 laps newer. I think that's the only reason I won this race tonight. So just got a little bit lucky with how the cautions fell. And that's probably about it.
Well, to be honest, they say it's better to be lucky than good sometimes. Obviously, all three of you are good to be here in the top three to begin with, but luck definitely helps you out here just a little bit. So again, Lady Luck was on your side, bringing that Tide car number 88 to victory lane. Again, we already talked to you about the new track that's coming out, the repave of Phoenix. It is going to be a totally new track, which is kind of cool in a way, I think. Yes, we're going to have to pay for it. It's going to be a totally separate track. But, you know, if we don't like it, it's total crap, which hopefully it won't be. We could always run the old one again if you chose to do that. So that is the cool part. We have that option of doing that. But we'll get y'all's opinion here on the next race next Sunday. Maybe y'all have gone out and practiced with it and let us know what you think about it. But just kind of curious, how much time do you think y'all will spend practicing for this track if they do throw it into the schedule for later on in the season?
I mean, probably a decent bit. I probably won't practice it like any more than any other track. It's the same layout, just the start-finish line moved. So it's just about the same track, like you said, just a repave. So I'll practice it a little bit, maybe not too much more though.
Well, definitely you don't want to spend too much time on it. I'm not even sure what the next track coming up is. We'll see if we can't take a look at the schedule here. It's actually not listed where I can get to it right off the hand. But going to the next track, I'm not sure if you know what it is right offhand, but whatever track it is it one of your favorites if you do know what it is? Or if not, which one of these tracks do you think is your favorite? Obviously, you can come away with 2 wins in a row, so you're apparently good wherever you go.
The next track's actually Auto Club, and I actually have not raced there yet, so I don't really have an opinion on it. My favorite track, though, is probably either Richmond or Bristol. Those are 2 of my favorite tracks, and I think we run those back-to-back later on in the year, probably around April. So whenever we get to those, if I don't win, I'll be kind of upset with myself. But, yeah, Auto Club, I'm not really expecting much.
Well, definitely, we'd love to see anyone get a win. Anyone that can win at Bristol. That track is so small. It is a little boring of a track. So if you can come away with a win there, you definitely deserve it. But we'll be looking to see you up in the front at those races. Obviously, a lot more races as well, 2 in a row here for the season. But any sponsors or shout-outs you want to give for helping you get to victory lane here tonight?
Just the title sponsor again, Global Building Contractors, and Justin. Awesome that they let us put on this show. Unfortunate that we had so many cautions today. That's a total abnormality. That's normally doesn't happen. And then Jameer thanked his wife, so I guess I got to thank my parents for letting me race on here every night.
Well, there you go. Can't do it without parents either. They definitely let you stay up late sometimes. So a big shout out to all the parents out there, really, that let anybody do anything. You know, if it wasn't for them, you wouldn't be on here, and not for the wives. Some of these guys wouldn't be on here. So yeah, definitely big shout out to all of them. But again, congrats on the win here tonight. And it looks like we are just about done here to wrap it up. All we have left is the unofficial results, again, barring any race control issues. Brandon, if you're still here, I'll run through those top 20 if you want to finish off the field for us.
Sure thing. Go ahead.
All right, again, coming away with the win here tonight in first is going to be Austin Edstrom. Second place, Jameer Muhammad. Third place, Alex Huffman. Fourth place, Jason Covington. Fifth place, Brian Dorsey. Sixth place goes to Dennis Ellis. Seventh place, Justin Starr. Again, 68 laps on those tires. What a run. Eighth place, Brett Mesri. Ninth place, Tommy Gossett. And running out your top 10 tonight is Dan Butler. 11th place goes to Len McNeese. 12th place, Jacob Perry. 13th, Jim Locking. 14th, John Mustaine Jr. 15th, Mike Rigney. So again, good runs for all those guys in the top 15. 16th goes to Roger Muth. 17th, Brian Bizzle. 18th, there we go, a little mix-up, James Morgan. Not sure why it's showing a little bit of a mix-up there, but 19th should go to Charles Hoffman, and 20th goes to Taylor Lane.
All right, and finishing 21st tonight is Trevor Graffam. 22nd goes to Jack Fellers. 23rd, Leonard Ellis. 24th, Ruben Altice. 25th, Matthew Ellis. 26th, Dean Viney. Getting 27th here tonight, Ryan Wilson. 28th, a little bit of tough luck here tonight, Mikey Neal. 29th goes to Cody Lovett. 30th goes to Matt Jackson. 31st, James Zirk. 32nd, Craig Covington. 33rd, Jonathan Ellis. 34th goes to David Gainforth. 35th, Reese Milton. 36th belongs to Nate Cotilla. 37th goes to Chad Eisner. 38th goes to Jamal Poe. 39th goes to Armando Ortiz. And rounding out your top 40 goes to Tony Seal.
All right, again, that will do it here for the unofficial race results. Again, barring any race control issues that have to be taken care of, that is how they are going to finish here tonight. To finish off tonight, as always, we want to thank all the sponsors on board here from MaxSpeedTV. Definitely a big shout out to SimSpeedShop.com. If you're looking to get into iRacing and further your development here to get as best you can, check them out on their website or on their Facebook page at SimSpeedShop for some great looking button boxes. I believe they are custom made just for you. You can have special stuff made HRE Motorsports and Elite 7 Racing, 2 teams here that sponsor MaxSpeedTV to help us do what we do best here on MaxSpeedTV. Virtual to reality.tv. Again, if you are looking to get into iRacing and you have never been on it before, if you have a gaming controller or a wheel and pedals already from another Xbox or PlayStation or whatever, definitely hit us up on the MaxSpeedTV Facebook page and we can hook you up with 3 months free on iRacing. Dirtco Media House, again, when we do stream to Facebook and YouTube at the same time, that is courtesy of Dirtco Media House for that. And, of course, Ohio IndyCar League. If it wasn't for these guys coming on board, we may not have been broadcasting them. So, big shout out to that. They came on board, and shortly after, we actually started broadcasting their league as well. So, definitely, if you're in iRacing in the Ohio Club, check them out for some great IndyCar racing. And, of course, as always, the sponsor here for the series, it is presented by them. That is Global Building Contractors. Again, they are the ones footing the bill for this series, so big shout out to them. Make sure you go check them out on Facebook page, on their website. Give them a shout out, give them a big thanks. Tell them you heard it back right here on the broadcast of MaxSpeedTV. Definitely do that. And Brandon, before we wrap it up, any final words here for the race tonight?
I just want to say that these guys are the real deal here. I've been broadcasting since the beginning of the season here for about 3 weeks now. So, and you know, they just put on a show every week, and I'm looking forward to next week. Yeah, definitely going to be a exciting race at Auto Club next week. So we will be ready for that one come next Sunday night. Again, we'll be right back here for some live racing action at 7:10 Central Time, 8:10 Eastern. So make sure you tune in for that. As always, on behalf of everybody here at MaxSpeedTV and NASCAR, we will see you at the next race.